Gentlemen, the budgets are, as you've heard from a number of people in the body already, compromised. For me, there are a number of trade-offs that are really important in this budget. There are plenty of things that I'm not completely enthused about. But I'm very impressed with the work of the Appropriations Committee in finding smart alternatives, things that aren't everything that I would want in a budget, but are better than what we started with, and that other people can say the same thing about. And that's really what the people who elected us sent us here to do, to find the best path forward that we can agree upon as a body to get their work done. Today we're making a decision, we're voting, and it has grave consequences of whether the state itself continues to serve the people in the way that they expect it to or not. There are a lot of people in my district that have contacted me over this budget and talked about how important it is to them, whether it's their concern with education, that we adequately fund building a future for Maine children, or it's a matter of what the property taxes that the original proposed budget would impose on them, and how hard that is, as I've heard ever since I ran for this office. People talking about how property taxes are the hardest to bear, and rightfully so, because they're the biggest portion of the taxes paid by the people of the state. And they fall on people who can least afford them as much as anyone else. It's not an easy thing for me to decide to approve a budget that has things in it I'm not happy with. But I know that that is the difficult choice we're all expected to make. I've looked at this. I can't, frankly, propose a better way than on any one of the issues that this Appropriations Committee has dealt with. I don't have a better answer. They would have any hope of meeting the agreement of 2/3 of the people in this body instead. And that being said, I have to put my support behind both this budget and overriding the veto that stands in the way of this budget, keeping the state working for Maine people. I found it rather interesting discussion about forestry and trees and mention of the years involved in tending a forest. And for me, that's an education. There's a lot that this budget has done to help our schools fund programs, to actually put funding behind what's going on in the classroom. And to me, that's vitally important for two reasons. First of all, we have enacted in recent legislatures, and we've made some small changes again in this one, changes that we expect schools themselves to implement to improve the quality of education, to improve the kind of preparation that our students have to meet their future, and do good things for the state after I'm gone. There is no better investment in the future of this state than that we put into making children that follow us be successful. And yet, if we compromise the funding for that education, how can we expect those changes, as difficult as they are for the teachers, for the schools, the communities, to come about if we don't fund the programs themselves and supporting the education, the mentoring, the training, implementing the changes we expect, the changes that our children need for their future possibilities. There's a lot in here that I think they mentioned earlier about the changing to the circuit breaker program. Very smart changes. To not just say, well, let's do away with this program or that program because we can't afford it. Instead say, well, how can we achieve what we agree does need to be done? And find a better way to do it. And I Appropriations Committee has done in bringing us a budget. It really does. I hope you'll join me